Got it. Let me share my screen as well. So this is the second session for us. So in the previous session, we get started with the technical aspects, and more importantly, we have not yet discussed anything about SailPoint IIQ. So we are talking about the things that are surrounding SailPoint IIQ. So we are trying to understand what is the reason for existence of a SailPoint IIQ, all this. So technically, we have not yet started regarding SailPoint IIQ, but these are the foundational concepts that we need to know. So these are really, really necessary. I see a lot of people missing this knowledge, and it is creating a lot of gaps, both technically and from the implementation point of view as well. So that's the reason, like we have set up these foundational sessions. And if it is boring, I'm really sorry, but these are really necessary. And maybe this session, it might be like we'll be talking about the theoretical concepts and the foundational concepts. And from next session onwards, we will be particularly talking about SailPoint IIQ only. Okay, so theoretical concepts, whatever is required for implementation. So we'll be talking about that, and parallelly, we will be talking about the implementation part as well. I mean, the technical concepts as well. Okay. So with that being said, like I will just give a small recap of what we have discussed so far. So previously, we were talking about the tool itself. What is the SailPoint IAQ, and what is the purpose of its existence? So we said like it's an IAM tool, and we try to understand what do we mean by IAM. So from cybersecurity point of view, it's in subdomain, and also we try to understand each and every like a term involved in this IAM. Okay. And we understood what is the meaning of identity, what is the meaning of access, and what is the meaning of management. So at the end of the day, when we implement any of your IAM tool, so this is what we'll be doing. So we'll be managing users and their respective access. So when we say manage, we will be performing all these operations. So this is very, very high level, but what exactly it means to implement it and how practically it works out. So we'll be understanding it once we implement our tool. Okay. So just a sec. Okay, fine. So as a part of this discussion, so our next topic is going to be this problems solved by SailPoint IIQ. Okay. So what is the main purpose for using SailPoint IIQ, and what is the situation before SailPoint IIQ? And this is not only applicable for SailPoint IIQ, it is applicable for any tools similar to SailPoint IIQ. Okay. For example, if you take applications like database, we have database from Oracle, we have database from IBM, we have database from MySQL. So these are the different products. So different companies are offering different products, but the end goal is to store the data. So that is the main purpose of database. Okay, similarly, if you take any email applications, like we have Outlook, we have Gmail, we have Lotus from IBM. So all these are email applications. And what is the main purpose of it? Communication. So if you want to send some information, receive some information, we will use these applications. So similarly, we have tools similar to SailPoint IIQ as well. And what is the main purpose of this tool? And what is the situation if these tools don't exist in the market? Okay. And we discussed this SailPoint IIQ is an IAM tool that is used to solve enterprise IAM problems, right? So now we'll try to understand what problems enterprises were facing and how the SailPoint is going to solve them. Okay. For example, imagine a situation where new person is joined. Okay. So there is a new employee who joined the organization. Okay. So in this digital world, if any person needs to work, right? So he need certain access. He need access to different kind of applications depending on the role and the type of job he will be doing. Okay. So we don't have tool like SailPoint IIQ. And what is the legacy way of handling these access? Okay. So this person needs some access. Okay. And to be more precise, the kind of access this person need is like login. So if he goes to office or if he has been given a laptop or system, first of all, he need to log into that system. Okay. So for that, he need login access to the system. And once he logs in, he need access to like email application, like Outlook, and he need access to learning and management system, and he need access to timesheet. Okay. So like this, he may need access to different applications. So what is the process to get access to these applications? The legacy way, like we don't have SailPoint. What is the legacy way of doing it? For example, there will be a ticketing tool. Okay. Or otherwise, so there will be a communication channel like some Excel or something is there, some template is there. Let's consider ticketing tool only, a good example. So we have ticketing tools like ServiceNow or any other help desk tools. Okay. So if this newly joined person need access to these applications, then someone have to log ticket in the ticketing tool. So it could be either HR or it could be the manager. So if let's say John is the new person, to be more precise, John is the new person joining. John need access to these applications. So John's manager need to log into this ticketing tool and he need to raise tickets. Okay. For login access, he need to create one ticket. For Outlook access, he need to one. Similarly for LMS and timesheet. Okay. And once those tickets are created, each ticket will be assigned to a specific team. Login access will be handled by a particular team. So a ticket goes to that team's bucket. Similarly, Outlook access will be managed by a separate team. So the ticket that has been sliced for Outlook will go to that particular team. Okay, so once the tickets are assigned, then each team has their own turnaround time. Let's say they will have a turnaround time of like 2 to 5 days. They may take this much of time to create access. Okay, and in between, if there is any information required or if any typos happen, like any manual errors happens, so the tickets goes here and there, and the amount of time that it takes is like more. Let's say on an average, by the time this person joins the organization, right from his day one, by the time he gets all the necessary access in order to start his work, it may take around 5 to 10 days. Okay. So this is the way things were working before implementation of tools like SailPoint IIQ. And what is the major impact here? What is the problem here? So this person joined, let's say on 1st of July, and by the time he gets the access, it will be 5th or 15th of July. So what is the problem here in this process? Any guess?
So the person will be getting salary without working in those days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there will be a financial impact on the organization. So we have hired this person for a particular, in order to do a particular job, but we will be paying the person for these many days without getting any work outcome. Okay, so there will be some financial impact, even though it is small, but if you consider for overall employees, the number may be huge. And also productivity. So there will be delayed in getting started. So for 5 to 10 days, this person cannot contribute anything to the organization. Okay, so here the productivity will be impacted. So this is one of the major problems that the organizations were facing, like because of this legacy ticketing tool system. Okay, and this is one scenario we have considered, which is nothing but joiner scenario. So consider like resignation, or we call it as lever. Okay, imagine a person has resigned and he's leaving the organization, and we need to remove the access. In this first scenario, we need to provide access. Okay, in the second scenario, we need to remove access. Okay, so in order to remove the access, again, like we have to follow the same process. The last working day will be informed to the manager. The manager will create tickets. And by the time he's leaving, he may be having access to n number of applications. Let's say 7 different applications he have access, and again he creates tickets, and different tickets will be created, and each ticket will go to the respective team. Okay. And here also they will have some turnaround time. Okay. So by the time the manager creates the ticket and the access is removed, so there may be some time gap. Okay. And here the problem is, if we remove the access before the last working day of the user, then again, if there is any work that needs to be submitted by that person, or if there is any pending things that he needs to do, we cannot get it done. And again, if access is removed before last working day, for those many days, we need to pay that person. Okay, financial impact, and also productivity is impacted here as well. On the other hand, let's imagine the person has already left the organization. Let's say today is the last working day of the user, but still the access is not removed, and the access may be removed after 2 to 5 days. So it may take 2 to 5 days even after completion of the last working day. Okay, so what is the impact here? What is the major problem here? This is the most important one, actually, a risky one as well.
Analysis information could be compromised.
Yes. You mean the information is compromised, is it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, exactly. So we can say data theft or data loss, right? And also imagine this person has some special access. He has access to certain servers, or he has access to some database, and he has access to some crucial files. Okay. Then there are chances that this person can crash those servers, delete those databases. Okay. So basically, denial of service or impact of service. So he can crash the servers, delete the data, delete the documents. Anything can be done. So if we have access even after the employment. So once he leaves the organization, then we no longer have control over him. Okay, we can't do anything. Okay. So in those cases, these kind of adverse impacts can happen. Okay. So in these cases, if any of these actions happens, so the impact could be like financial impact will be there. For example, if there are any designs or if there are any leads, he can steal the data and he can sell it to someone else. So financial impact will be there, and reputation damage will also be there. We all hear, right? So if any data leak happens, then if news comes out, then the organization's reputation will be impacted. So in 2024, sometimes, so there is some data breach happened with IBM, and its reputation got damaged like anything. So this way, financial impact may be there, reputation damage may be there, and also if any crucial information is lost, for example, if it is a product company, their designs are compromised or their financial matters are compromised, then there are chances that the entire company may go shut down. Okay, so this is the impact if we don't remove the access on time. It might be a small impact like a financial loss or any like reputation damage, but the impact could be so huge, even the entire company go shut down. Okay. So this is a major problem. Okay. And the amount of risk involved here is very, very, very high. So here only productivity and small financial impact in the first scenario we have discussed. In the second scenario, it's very dangerous and very risky. Okay. So these two are only few examples, and at very high level, just for our understanding, I have given it. So in this similar way, there are so many problems that the organization will be facing. So once access is given, we need to keep track of the access. We need to regularly review the access, whether like the current access that the user is having, is it really required, or we can remove anything or not. And at the same time, if any audit happens for access and all, so we need to have a clear record of everything. So what access has been given, how we have given that, is that person using it or not, or who removed the access, who allowed us to provide the access. So all these things will be coming when we have audit. Okay. So we need to keep track of data in order to answer those audit questions also. Okay. So that is one of the problem. So this way, the organization has problems in handling access of users. So in order to solve these kind of problems, we have tools like SailPoint IIQ. Okay. So when we implement SailPoint IIQ, what are maybe the problems that we have discussed here? So those problems should be addressed. Like the amount of time that it takes to provide access should be minimal. It should be day zero or like day zero plus one. Okay, n or n plus one we call it, right? On the same day or within next day, the access should be given so that the person will productivity will not be impacted and finance will not be impacted. And if the person is leaving the organization on the same day, we need to remove access, not one day before or not one day after. On the same day, we need to remove the access. Okay, if we implement these things, then we are we can say that we have solved the existing problems with organizations, especially with IAM. Okay. Any questions or any doubts in this?
Kalyan, I have a question here.
Yeah,
This is
please.
good. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Let's say when a joins the organization, you say that
Hmm.
he would be getting the access for login, Outlook, LMS, timesheet, and so
Hmm.
on and so forth, right?
Yes,
Through
yes,
SailPoint IIQ, let's say, for example. Now, my
correct.
question here is that how exactly all these are individual applications, right? So
Right.
does he have to log in separately for each of the application and get
No,
into it, or
no, no, no,
would it
no.
be a one login and get into all of them through SailPoint? I'm not getting into the deeper dive into that SSO and all the stuff, but in this situation, how
Hmm.
exactly who he's going to be login?
See, login part is handled separately. Okay, so each organization, they have their own implementations for login. So most of the scenarios, it is SSO. If you go anywhere nowadays, SSO takes place commonly. But that
No, so my
login part
question is,
is not
I got
handled.
it. Sorry to interrupt
Hmm.
you. I got it.
Sorry.
In most
Hmm.
of them now it's SSO. In this scenario,
Hmm.
I'm just taking a baby step for my better understanding. In
Okay,
this scenario, you
hmm,
said that they have got four different applications. One is a login, the second one is
correct.
Outlook, third
Hmm.
one is LMS, and the fourth
Hmm.
one is timesheet. Now,
Yes.
in this scenario, if I am integrating or updating these records into
Hmm.
SailPoint, when
Hmm.
it when John joins in, when
Okay.
he has to get into each of these applications, does he have to log in his username, password individually, separately for each of them, Outlook, LMS, timesheet? That's my question.
Okay.
How does that
So
happen?
the login part is outside SailPoint scope. Okay.
Okay.
So providing access is what SailPoint do. How the person logs in is not within the hands of SailPoint. Okay. It depends on the individual application. That login part will not be handled by SailPoint. But there are scenarios where SailPoint can create usernames and passwords. It can go and updates. I mean, while creating the access in that particular application, it creates a username and it also generates a password. So the person can log in with the individual username and password also. But again, that is completely outside SailPoint scope. Okay, at this point of time, it might be like too early to explain this, but please have it noted. And once we go ahead and once we do SailPoint implementation, I will tell you the topic also. So there is a topic called application onboarding. Okay, we will be onboarding around four different applications. Okay, so once this application onboarding concept is completed, and I will show you the process how SailPoint creates accounts in the applications, in the target applications. During that time, we can answer this question. So that would be the appropriate time to discuss this. Okay, so for now, to answer your
So,
question,
yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that makes sense.
okay, got it. I hope at least I have given you some idea about it. I might not have answered it completely, but I guess I have given you some
No,
idea about
I
it.
got the gist. I got the gist, Kalyan. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll go to the next concept. So as I told you, the IAM problems that we have discussed, right? It is not only the SailPoint IIQ that is there to solve these problems. There are different types of products available in the market. So not only SailPoint IIQ, we need to be at least aware of those products. Okay. So what are the different types of IAM products available in SailPoint so far? Let's try to understand that. So first I'll start with something called OIM. It's called Oracle Identity Management or Manager, simply called as OIM. So this tool is from Oracle. So there are days that where this OEM has ruled this IAM market. Okay, so even before this SailPoint, right? So Oracle was leading the market, and it was one of the major tool that is used in this IAM field. Okay, and this is from Oracle. And next to OEM, we have something called, from IBM, we have a tool, ISIM, Identity Security and Identity Management. So this is a tool from IBM, and even today this ISIM is present, but it has become very old, and IBM didn't upgrade as per the new requirements, and it has become very old, and the kind of features that we have, right? So they're very, very minimal. So with today's complexities in the IAM requirement, so this tool is no longer standing, and most of the people who used ISIM, so they are migrating to new IAM tools. Okay, so this is one tool that existed before. And next to this, I can say SailPoint IIQ. So as of now, this SailPoint IIQ is one of the leading tools in IAM market. And this is from a company called SailPoint. So SailPoint is the organization name. So we discussed this in our previous session, right? So SailPoint is the name of the company, just like we have Oracle, just like IBM. SailPoint is name of the organization, and IIQ is the tool name. It is called IdentityIQ. In short, we call it as IIQ. So this is also one tool that is present. And next to SailPoint, we have something called Savient. Savient. And especially it is called Savient IGA. Okay. So this Savient is the name of the organization, and it's a cloud-based tool. Okay. So the way Savient has implementing its solution is, so it has created a base platform, and within that platform, you have multiple solutions. You have IGA solution, you have PAM solution, and you have other types of solutions as well. So as it is a cloud application, so you will have one database, and on top of the single database, you will implement either the IGA solution or you implement a PAM solution like that. Okay, different types of tools implemented on same platform. So this is Savient, and Savient is the current trending tool. I mean, the current leading tool in the market is SailPoint only. And if there is any tool which is a nearby competitor to SailPoint, that is Savient. Okay, so we can keep an eye on this. It's a competitor for SailPoint. And again, from SailPoint itself, we have something called Identity Now. Identity Now is the old name. Nowadays, it has been renamed as Identity Security Cloud. So it's a similar application like SailPoint IIQ, but this Identity Now is a cloud application. It's a cloud-based implementation. Okay. So similarly, if we keep going on, so there are different tools, and there are new small companies that are emerging in the market nowadays. But these are the major ones. At least we need to be aware of. Okay. So here I have one question. I am telling this IIQ is from a company called SailPoint, and similarly, this ISC, it is in short notation, it is called ISC, Identity Security Cloud, and Identity Now. Anything is fine. So this is also a similar product from SailPoint itself. So why there are two similar products from same company? What is the reason for this? And first of all, what is the difference between SailPoint IIQ and SailPoint Identity Security Cloud? So the first major difference between SailPoint IIQ and SailPoint Identity now is this SailPoint IIQ is an on-premise application, and the SailPoint Identity Security Cloud is a cloud-based application. So what is on-premise and what is cloud? And if you have any thoughts on this, you can please share.
So I have a question here in that identity now specifically, which is the ISC.
Mhm.
Uh, are we planning to do this ISC course, or is there any limitations associated with it?
No. Actually, we'll first of all we'll try to understand the difference. So then we will get to know what is the showstopper and whether we can do it or not. Okay. So if you learn
Okay.
SailPoint IIQ, you already know
Mhm.
90% of ISC concepts.
Okay.
Everything is similar. It's just that the
I
platform
see.
varies a little bit here and there. So the entire ISC platform is built by taking reference of IIQ only. They're same. They're almost same. There is no major difference. The concepts, everything remains same. Okay, but first of all,
Okay.
why we have two different tools? Both are same. The main purpose of IIQ is same. The purpose of ISC is same. The problems that is solved by IIQ is same, and the problem solved by Identity Security Cloud is also same. Okay, but if everything remains same, then why we have two different tools and that too from same company? And as I mentioned, so the first major difference is IAQ is an on-premise application and Identity Security Cloud is a cloud application. So what is the difference between on-premise and cloud?
For on-prem data stays in the organization itself.
On-prem data stays in the organization itself, right?
Yeah, in cloud, you mean you'll be keeping data in somewhere someone else database. It stores in someone else database rather than its own organization's cloud.
Exactly right. Absolutely right. And anything more?
Can do a lot of customizations based
Uh,
on company's requirements.
in which one you mean to say we can do
On-prem,
customizations?
on-prem we can
On-prem
do a
we
lot of
can do
custom.
custom. Okay,
Yeah,
fine,
and I think there'll be limitations in cloud on
correct.
what level of customization you can do.
True, absolutely true. And what else? Okay. So first of all, when we say on-prem means on-premise, it means the complete product needs to be handled by us. Okay. In order to understand the difference between on-premise and cloud, I will take one example. Okay. We all use Office, right? Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office application. So it's a suite of applications, right? So basically, when you say Microsoft Office, you will have Excel, you will have Word, you will have PPT, etc., etc. Okay. So if you take any of these, when I open my laptop, okay, and if I want to use Excel, then I have to open this app, Excel app here. Correct? So where this app is installed, so this app is basically installed within my laptop. Okay. So if I want to get Excel into my laptop, I have to get the installer, I have to install it in my laptop, and then I have to use it. Okay. And next to me, like there is another person sitting, like someone is sitting. So if I want to use the same Excel in that person's laptop in another machine, then again I have to do the same process. If Excel is not installed in that other laptop, then again I have to get the installer, I have to install it, and then only I can use it. Okay, it means on-premise means specific to that particular environment. And also the installer will be given to you, the software will be given to you. It is your responsibility to install that software, configure that software, and then only you can use it. So on-premise applications are not ready to use instantly. You have to first install, configure, then only you can use it. Okay, so this is with on-premise application. And also one more point. For example, I have installed Microsoft Office 2013. Okay, now in the market, Microsoft Office 2016 has arrived. So if I want to upgrade my software, if I want to upgrade my tool, then I have to take care of the upgrade. Again, I have to install the upgraded version of the software, then only it gets upgraded. Okay, it means if we say on-premise, the complete installation, upgrade, maintenance, everything needs to be done by us. Okay, and also the application will reside within the local system. For example, if I am installing it in my laptop, the application will be present in my laptop. For example, if you are installing any enterprise software, and I mean on-premise one, then that particular software will be present in our organization's network parameter within our data centers, and all the data that gets generated, everything will be stored within our servers only. Everything will be present within our company's network perimeter. Okay, so this is with on-premise. On the other hand, we have cloud. So for the very same example, if we take a cloud, we have like Office 365. It means the very same Excel that I'm talking, right? Instead of accessing this Excel in my laptop, we have option to access this very same application from my browser. Okay, it is called SaaS. What is SaaS? What is the full form of SaaS?
Software as a service.
Software as service. It means we will not install the software, but we will consume the software as a service. Okay, it means instead of installing the software and using it, we will access our particular software through our browser. We can use it as per our requirement. Okay, and it is ready to use. So in case of SaaS products, okay, we need not to do installation. We need not to do upgrade. We need not to do maintenance. It is ready to use instantly. So you just access that URL, you will be having that application, you can use it. So in this case, the software will not be present within your laptop, or the software will not be present within your organization's data center. We don't know where the software is present. It is hosted somewhere in the cloud servers. If we deep down, we have something called availability zones, etc., etc., etc. So in those cloud data centers, the software will be present. We will just access it through our browser, and we will use the software as service. Okay, and also the data that gets generated right within this software, the data will not be present locally. It means it will not be present in your laptop, or it will not be present in your data centers. It will be stored in the cloud only. Okay, so these are the major differences between on-premise and cloud applications. Okay, so the same definition applies for SailPoint IIQ, which is an on-premise solution. It means for IAQ, we will get the installer. We have to install it, we have to upgrade it, we have to configure it, then only we can use it. And the data will be present within our organization's perimeter. And in case of Identity Security Cloud, it's a cloud tool. So it's a software as service. Instantly, we can access it through our browser. And the data will be stored somewhere in the cloud data centers. We don't know where it is stored, but it will be stored safe and securely. So that's what at least they say. Okay. So what is the reason for these two different types of applications? The reason is evolving requirements. So nowadays, cloud, I mean, not nowadays, previously cloud was bus. Nowadays, AI is the bus that is happening everywhere. And previous to AI, cloud is the bus. Everyone was looking for cloud applications. So people were not ready to spend time and money, efforts on installing, configuring applications and all. So they want instant access. So everyone was moving to cloud applications, and with that requirement, SailPoint also moved their services instead of giving it as an on-premise. So they created this identity security cloud, and they started giving the IGA services as a cloud offering. Okay. So one of the major requirement is evolving technology and the requirement and demand in the market. Okay. So this is the difference between IIQ and identity now. the kind of solutions and the kind of problems they solve, everything will be same. But just because of the competition and in order to meet the evolving requirements, they have two different products. Okay. Among these different types of tools available in the market, why we are only going for SailPoint IIQ? What is the reason particularly we need to go with IIQ, and what made the SailPoint IIQ lead the market? Okay. First of all, easy to install and maintain. So when compared to other applications, right, the amount of time and effort that it takes to install SailPoint IIQ is very less, and the amount of resources it takes is also less. So this is one of the major advantage people choose SailPoint IIQ. Okay. So next to this, easy to customize. So the SailPoint IIQ is very convenient, and especially if you are a developer and if you know Java and if you know web application development, then you love SailPoint IIQ application like anything. So developers have full control over this application. You can do the customizations from, like, you can do customizations by writing 1 or 2 words of code. From 1 or 2 words itself, you can do the customization. And at the same time, you can do customization as complex as implementing hundreds and thousands of lines of code. Okay, you can altogether add a new feature in the existing tool itself. So SailPoint offers that much of free hand to the developers in order to do customization. So you can do minimally customization with 1 or 2 lines of code, and you can do maximum, like, up to you. Like, you can altogether create a replica of the same software also. That much of control we have. Okay, so it's developers tool. People who are into development, they love it very much. Okay, and also the kind of features that SailPoint IIQ offers. It has not only the features for managing identity and their access, it has features for search, it has features for reporting, it has features for doing access reviews. Likewise, there are even for audit also, it has a lot of configurations present. If any audit question needs to be answered, we have everything available in the single application itself. So because of the kind of features that are present in the tool, it is leading the market. Okay. So these are some of the advantages, benefits that we see over other tools that are present in the market. Okay, that made SailPoint IIQ a leader in this IAM industry. Okay, and especially when it comes to IIQ and identity now, again, so as one of you said, the amount of control we have for doing customization is very high in IIQ. In IIQ, as I mentioned, you can altogether create a replica of the same tool. You have that much of control. But in case of identity now, you don't have that much of control. So the customization scope is limited. And when you compare to tools like OEM and IBM's ISIM, if you want to implement a small customization, it takes a lot of effort. Even if you want to implement like 1 line of code, there is a lot of process that you need to follow. Like, the amount of steps that is involved is very huge. Okay, personally, like, I worked on OEM before, so I started my career with OEM. So comparatively, SailPoint is very, very, very easy, and we can implement things very quickly. Okay, so these are some of the features that made the SailPoint IIQ stand out from other IAM tools. And this is the reason, like, we prefer SailPoint IIQ when compared to others. Okay. So this is the story and the background scope behind our tool SailPoint IIQ. And now that we know why we have selected this SailPoint IIQ tool for our IAM implementation. Okay, so from next topic onwards, we actually start the technical aspects of our SailPoint IIQ. Okay, so till this part, if you have any doubts or questions, like, please let me know.
I do have one. So
Yeah,
for
please.
SailPoint IIQ, once we take the enterprise level support from SailPoint
Mm-hmm.
company,
Mm-hmm.
if there are any missing connectors or like that, will the SailPoint provide us those connectors? in their upcoming features or like that, or it should be completely customized by ourselves only. If we need, basically, if you want to connect to maybe Dynamics 365. So if they don't
Mm-hmm.
have a connector with them available right now, will they
Mm-hmm.
help us to create a new connector in their forum, and then we can utilize that, or we need to do it ourselves?
See, for example, you have taken enterprise license, okay, for SailPoint. So when you take an enterprise license, what SailPoint do is they will give you their product first of all.
Mhm.
Okay, they will give you the SailPoint IIQ product to be installed and used, and on top of that, they will provide support. Okay,
Okay.
if you have any questions, if you have any uh, bugs or anything in your tool, then they can help you to answer this. For example, if you want some new features, so the thing that you have asked, right, a new connector, for example, a new type of application is present in the market, and you need a new connector which is not present in the product. So
Yeah.
those new features will be released as a part of their product updates only. They will not give you the feature just because you asked. So you can ask them, you can raise a request saying like, boss, I have an application like a Dynamic 365, and it would be good if you provide a direct connector to that. Then they will take that request internally in the sale point, right? They will discuss and they will see the significance, how critical it is, how good it will be if we implement that connector and all. Then they will create that connector and they will provide it to everyone, not only to you. As a global release in the product update, they will release that connector to everyone. Okay, so that's how basically SailPoint do. Apart from that, if you take the enterprise license, what they will provide is they will give you the updates, they will give you patches if there are any small bugs internally. So for fixing them, they will provide you the patches. So these kind of services only you will be getting if you take the enterprise license. Okay, so if you want a new connector, that's a new feature altogether.
Yeah.
New features are global always.
Okay. So until till date, like in SailPoint, how big is that, the features what they have, will
Mhm.
that be require enough to to survive at least like
Yes,
90% of the present world's connectors, like applications?
exactly. 95%, I can say, or maybe the out of the box connectors they have, that is sufficient enough. Okay. See, just because you asked it, even it is too early to discuss, but just because you asked, I'm telling you, if we have any application to onboard, first of all, we will try to see if there is any direct connector available in the SailPoint's list of connectors. Around, as of today, if I remember it correctly, there are 80 plus connectors available in the SailPoint. Okay.
Okay.
So within that 80 connectors, if the target application you want to onboard, if there is any direct connector, well and good, you can directly use it. Our problem is solved. Okay. For example, if direct connector is not there, then we have some alternatives. So the alternative is, if the direct connector is not there, will that application supports API connectivity? Do they have any REST or SOAP APIs available? So that we will connect to the target system through those APIs and we will do our operations, whatever we need. Okay, if they provide REST or SOAP APIs, then we are good. We have something called web service connector. We can use it. We can establish the connectivity. Our problem solves there. Suppose if the application is not able to provide any REST or SOAP APIs, then we have an alternative. So by using some native scripts and all, we should be able to extract the data from that application and we should be able to put it in an CSV file. In the worst
Okay.
case, if we are able to do that, then we can use something called a delimited connector. Okay.
Hmm.
Apart from that, if any of these things are not working out, if that particular platform supports SCIM connectivity, SCIM server-based connectivity, then we can go ahead with a SCIM-based connector. So this way, either we can go for direct connector, otherwise we can go with APIs, we can go with SCIM. In worst case, we will go with CSV. Okay. So through any of these options itself, we will be able to achieve an option for connecting to the target system. Okay. So if none
Okay.
of these things are working out, then if we are a good developer, then we can develop our custom connector as well. But that is a long and time taking process, but that option is also available. we can develop custom connectors for our respective target application.
Okay. But in the real world, do they really expect us to develop a new connector, like in the current world at least?
The chances are very, very less. Okay, so I'll tell you the reason. For example, if you want to onboard an application, so the amount of time that is given to us for onboarding that application is, let's say, 1 week to 1 month or 2 months, like that. Okay. So for onboarding this application itself, like we have a lot of process. We need to talk to that application team. We need to get the required details. We need to onboard. A lot of process goes in. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you want a custom connector, so you need to have good knowledge on the target system, and you need to have good knowledge on the SailPoint application. You need to have good development skills. Then you have to like develop the custom connector. You have to test it, deploy it. We have to do all this, and it's a time taking process. So for developing the connector itself, it takes 3 months or 6 months, depends on our expertise and our understanding, right? So
Mhm.
just to develop the connector, if you take that much of time, then how much time it will take to onboard the application? So generally people don't allow, people, organizations don't spend that much of amount, time and money on only the connector. So they want the application to be onboarded. So that's what they think. If the direct connector is not available, no problem. I will write a script, it extracts the data, you read from that CSV. So that way they will go for alternative approaches and they make that onboarding process faster. So people don't prefer sitting and developing a custom connector. So the chances are very, very less. At least I can say in my like work experience of around 9 years, I have not developed any custom connector, and I have not seen anyone developing custom connector in throughout the projects that I have worked. But the scope is there, we can do that. But practically, the chances are very, very less.
Okay. On interview level standpoint,
Mhm.
like on how much level of experience will we need to show that we are expertise of connecting a or creating a custom connector. Like if you put like exact experience of 4 to 5 years in
Mhm.
SailPoint or IAM background, will they expect us to
No, they will not
create?
expect. So for a
Okay.
4 years experienced guy, they will not expect you to have a knowledge on like custom connectors, and they will not expect that you have developed any custom connectors. But at least there are documents. So there are some study material that basically tells us the process for developing the custom connector. And if you are curious and if someone is asking you those questions in interview, what we can do is we can go through the document and at least we'll understand the process. If they ask you like, have you worked on custom connector? We can say, no, I have not worked on it, but I know the process and these are the steps that we need to follow. So at least you can answer it in that way.
Okay, okay. If you could share the documents in our WhatsApp chat, then that would be, I'll just look into it in the future.
Okay, so the way it works is, so first we will go through the training. Okay, we will try to understand the concepts. So at the end of the training, so there is a small topic that we have where I will be sharing all the learning resources for you.
Okay,
So
okay.
whatever may be the concept that you will be learning in the training, right? So we don't remember forever, and we will not work on all the concepts every day, right? So we need
Yeah.
some learning references. Okay, so I will be sharing you all the learning resources that are available. Okay, during that time,
Okay,
you will be getting those details as well.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any questions for them from anyone?
So in this training, Kalyan, like we will be only learning about like IAQ platform, right?
Yes, yes.
So will you provide any knowledge on like we have like FAM, SailPoint FAM and Intra ID and Ping Identity kind of platforms? Do you give any knowledge over them or?
No, no, no. So this is completely dedicated to IIQ only. And
Okay.
to be honest, this IIQ is not a simple tool.
Mm-hmm.
Even I will say I don't know IIQ completely even till today. I keep learning. Every day I keep learning, and still there is so much to learn. Okay, it's a very
Okay.
vast tool. The concepts that we'll be learning, right? So even I used to say it's an enabler. I will say the
Mm-hmm.
people like, boss, you don't think like after attending the training you learn SailPoint. It's an enabler for you. You know the concepts, you know I mean, path, tools, everything about SailPoint IQ, but learning is never-ending process. It's very huge. So it's very hard to cover like all the topics in the 25 to 30 hours of training as well. So we'll not entertain any other tools. Our complete focus will be on SailPoint IIQ only.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
One question. I joined late today, actually. So there will be a development learning also, like how to develop rules and API scripts, something
Yes,
like
yes,
that,
yes.
or it will be conceptual only.
No, no, it's it involves development also. So this topic covers support related activities, administration, I mean the configuration related stuff, development related stuff, everything. For example,
Mm-hmm.
in this SailPoint IIQ, right? We cannot differentiate between administration, development, anything like that. So conceptually, we will learn everything. For example, if you take application onboarding, in that application onboarding process, we will have the configuration part, which administrators or business analysts can also do. And within this application onboarding concept itself, for implementing customizations, we have to write code. I mean, we have to write rules, all these things. So rules and all will be generally written by the developers. Okay. So
Right,
we will be
right.
learning everything. It's not like these are the developer concepts, these are admin concepts, these are support concepts. It's not like that. We will learn SailPoint as a tool, and in each and every concept, everyone's role will be there. Developers role will be there, administrators role will be there, business analyst role will be there, testers role will be there, everything will be covered. Okay, it's
So,
not like
like,
role
I'm
specific.
from the QA background,
Cool.
so yeah. So, like, because I want to switch into development, so will it be a better thing, or I should be remain in the SailPoint as a QA only? Like, will I get something from this course from the I mean, I can switch into development or not by
Yes, you
learning
can.
this course?
Absolutely, you can switch to development also. And do you have any programming background?
Yes, Java and JavaScript I worked on in the QA automation side.
Awesome. So if you have Java knowledge, then you can definitely go to development side. And just for your information, nowadays there is a lot of demand for QA in SailPoint, and
Yes.
especially if you have good knowledge on automation testing, and if you have
Mm-hmm.
like knowledge on SailPoint, then you have very good demand. And like personally, like if you learn SailPoint and if you are good with automation testing, we have a lot of openings. I can refer you.
Okay,
Yeah.
but for automation, because automation is done on the stable uh, features, like so, like if there is lot of configuration in the sale point,
Hmm.
so will it be suitable, like the automation and like the playwright
Yes.
automation or something
Yes.
to
Yes.
apply on this?
Exactly. We can apply that. So that
Okay.
is what even this is completely new. We don't have so many people who can do this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
the reason is SailPoint IIQ, it's an cybersecurity tool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for customization and all, we need Java knowledge. And same is the case. It's a cybersecurity tool. For test automation, like we need testing knowledge. Okay. So the amount
Mm-hmm.
of resources that we get with this combination is very less. People with SailPoint knowledge and Java development knowledge, people with SailPoint knowledge and automation testing knowledge. So this combination is very rare, and that is what
Mm-hmm.
people are eagerly looking for. And this is creating a lot of demand for SailPoint resource. So if you could have like joined the demo session in that we have explained. So nowadays there is a lot of demand for testing also, and especially if you know automation and if you know like SailPoint, then like there is huge demand. It's up to you.
Okay.
If you want to go to development side, you can go in that way also. But just letting you
Mm-hmm.
know that there is demand for QA automation, especially with SailPoint as well.
Okay. Thank you.
And any more questions?
Kalyan, can you please add me to that WhatsApp group?
Srinivas will do that. You all can reach whoever is not present in that WhatsApp group. you all can reach out to Srinivas, and Srinivas can add you in that group. Okay. So Srinivas is the organizer, so he will be taking care of all these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how we like I missed the initial point. So how we are
Mhm.
starting like from the conceptual, then from from the development perspective, how we are starting with this course.
Okay. So till today we have discussed the foundational concepts. Okay, we
Mhm.
learned like what is this tool about and what's the major problem it is solving, all these things. And next we will talk about the technical aspects. So we will talk about the architecture of the tool. We'll talk about the installation of the tool, and then we will talk about the business scenarios. Okay, so
Okay.
we will take real-time scenarios, whatever may be the work we do in real time. So we will take the real-time scenarios and we will be learning each and every concept by implementing that scenarios in our local lab. It's not like we will only talk theoretically. We will set up our own lab. We will practice we will implement the business requirement through our lab, and by that way only we'll be learning that. And also the concepts that we learned, right? So it will be learned in an particular order. Okay, so for our better understanding.
Okay.
So it's a
Sure.
practical learning session. So that's what I can say.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, yes. I at least wanted to cover this one, the product high level architecture, but it's good like you people are interacting. So I feel learning will be good if we interact with each other and learn it. Because even if it's an if I keep talking and if you're not asking any doubts or if you're not adding anything, it will be very boring. Okay, it will not be interesting as well. It's good like we all are talking and we are learning. So let's keep it this way going forward also. So for today, I will stop the session here, and from tomorrow onwards, we will actually get started with the technical concept of SailPoint. Okay, so we'll get started with this high level architecture and we'll continue from there. Okay,
Are you
and in
planning to do the installation tomorrow?
installation may not be covered tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow,
Mhm.
we may be covering it.
The reason I ask you is that what is the configuration so that I can arrange the laptop? That's why I ask.
No, no worries, no worries. It will take 1 or 2 days, and anyhow, you will get the recordings, and I will be sharing you those installers also. Okay. So my approach is before installing the SailPoint IIQ, I want to explain how the architecture is. Okay. So instead of blindly installing one by one, so we need to know what are the hardware requirements, what are the software requirements, how each and every software is interconnected to each other. So I will go through these things, and after that only we will do the installation. Okay. Fine. So you can see Srinivas' message in the group chat. So Srinivas has pinged his WhatsApp number. You all can reach out to Srinivas on that number, and he can get you added to that WhatsApp group. Okay. And also next session will be tomorrow 7 a.m. IST.
And by the way, I thought the meeting is scheduled at 8 a.m. IST. Now it's changed to 7 a.m.
No, no, no. Actually, today it was supposed to be at 7 a.m. IST. Like I had some technical issues. So because of that, today we rescheduled it to 8 p.m. IST. But every day it is going to be 7 a.m. IST. So that's the standard time that we follow.
Oh, 7 a.m.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So if you have any other questions, like you can reach out to Srinivas and he can help you answer those questions. Okay. And if you want recordings of the demo session and all, Srinivas can help you with that.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll meet in next session. Bye.
Srinivas is the same Srinivas with SV? I don't
Yes.
know, he's not talking. Okay, then he's added, I guess.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.